continue on with the full process, and then out of that, we may select 100 to 150 a year. You represent the cream of the crop of what's available for law enforcement. We do not lower our standards. We seek the best of the best, and that's what you represent here today. Our department is very blessed to have a city government, a mayor, and city council that is very supportive of the public safety components of the city. Police and fire are often, in my opinion, far better than many other jurisdictions near and far from the city of Orlando. We have been blessed to be able to provide you with the equipment that they mentioned here before, our body-worn cameras today, allowing us the opportunity that if you call for backup, or I'm sorry, if they're trying to check on you to see if you're okay and they can't reach you, they have the ability to tap onto your camera to see what you're experiencing, to see if you need immediate backup, which we have had several incidents of that type where an officer could not get to their radio right away, yet we were able to see what was going on and immediately send them help. When their car was parked in a given spot and they were away from that area, we were able to direct our resources exactly where they were on property. That technology was non-existent some years ago. We have that here at the Orlando Police Department. When your gun is drawn, when your taser is turned on, the camera will turn on for you. That was not here many years ago. And we continue to evolve. We're also adjusting to change, much needed change. We have hired an entity from outside to come in and evaluate the department from top to bottom. Everyone in this room who is a member of this agency probably at one point or another was involved in that process. To be honest, I was somewhat skeptical at first when I heard that we were going to do this. But then soon I embraced the idea that we needed for someone to see how we were doing business here in the city and how we could improve the way we delivered our services. And guess what? They found many areas where we could improve when it comes to data collection especially and other functions of the department. We are now going to move forward and implement and put in place the implementation process for many of those recommendations. I believe it will set the Orlando Police Department at a level where no one else has been able to meet the standards that they're recommending that we put in place. It will be the agency, model agency to follow for others, and not only in our area, but I believe in the nation. So with that said, I think you are coming in, I applaud you for coming in at a time when our profession is going through a change that we have not seen in decades, to be honest, a significant change that we have not seen in decades, and at a point where the profession also has acknowledged it. Although we know that the overwhelming majority of the work that we're doing is just and fair, that there have been some injustices that have been committed by members of our profession, that there are some individuals that unfortunately have not represented us well. And it is our duty, it is your duty, that as we move forward, that we avoid and make sure that those mistakes of the past are never repeated again. So I'm going to get to my remarks. There are some important points here that I think the family members also need to hear. You probably heard them all, and you actually experienced them all. But I'll get to my remarks, and then we'll get to the swearing in, all right? As a global community, we have all had to work to overcome adversity caused by that pandemic, the pressures of which have brought to light other challenges in society, such as mental health, something that was mentioned earlier. I am proud to report this is the first recruit class to receive a 40-hour block of crisis intervention training, so critical for the law enforcement profession, as part of your 9-week orientation. This training gives our officers the knowledge and techniques to interact safely and empathetically with the members of the community struggling with mental health. In fact, by this time next year, we'll have doubled the number of active officers training crisis interventions to approximately 500 officers at the Orlando Police Department. You are also the second recruit class to receive the ABLE project training that our current officers receive. The training curriculum on active bystandership of law enforcement created by the Innovative Policing Program at Georgetown Law teaches techniques to prevent misconduct, reduce officer mistakes, and promote health and wellness for all the members who wear this uniform. So important that we have to take care of the members of our profession in the process. Our mental well-being, our mental state has to be 100% on point. And with the support we continue to receive from Mayor Dyer, City Commissioners, and through the state and federal funding, you will continue to expand your knowledge and equip yourselves with critical training year-round. So the state of Florida requires 40 hours of training every 4 years to receive your recertification. We provide 40 hours on average per year to train our officers. Training is very important to us, and we could not be more fortunate and blessed to have the training staff that we have here, second to none. This group also carries, the 15 of you standing before me have diverse backgrounds. Nearly half of this class represents minority groups, one of which was born in the U.S. but spent much of your lives growing up in Poland. Where are you? There you are. All right. Got to talk to you. Tell me more about that. Another was born and raised in Puerto Rico, a place I know well. I was born in Puerto Rico. This group also carries a combined 26 years of prior law enforcement experience at other agencies in Florida and around the country. 5 of you have served in the Army, the Air Force, and the Marines, Semper Fi. And 1 of you can hold his own in the octagon. I am proud to say that we can add a UCF fighter to this list of hockey players, soccer players, and other professional athletes that now protect and serve the city of Orlando. Regardless of what makes us different, you embrace and adhere to an oath to serve and protect, and a commitment to serve our community in a role that historically few ever have the honor of filling. Think about that. Less than half of 1% of our nation's population has had the honor, or has the honor, to serve in the law enforcement profession. We should all consider it a privilege to serve in this role. Although at times you might hear otherwise, always remember that most of the citizens in our community appreciate and support you. That could not be more true. We are expected and will serve all our citizens with professionalism and dedication. That is a must. Protecting the trust we have been given is a responsibility we all have. There will be some days when you or a coworker might not be at their best dealing with a difficult situation or people. It is expected of you to perform your duties at a higher standard than other professions. There will be times when someone will do their best to entice you to do different. Never allow that. We are human and have our emotional limitations. This is when it's most critical for you to not to be afraid to step in and if your coworker needs you to intervene. That's how we protect our officers from getting into trouble that may someday potentially cost them their job. But most important, it's the right thing to do. Never forget you have been selected to serve this community because we felt you are the best person to serve in this noble profession. We are the guardians entrusted to safeguard our community against those who victimize others. You will have the tools and training needed to make split-second decisions, which will require you to switch to a warrior mindset, having the mental preparedness to never give up. Fight and prevail against all odds is vital in the performance of your duties. When you have to turn that warrior mindset on, you have to be able to do it in a split-second decision. Again, we are servants. We're here to serve the community, but you also have to have that in you. I want you to perform your duties with optimum professionalism. Most importantly, you must perform your duties with optimum safety. Your well-being and ensuring your return home safely after each shift is our #1 priority. As you have gone through our very selective process where thousands apply and few are chosen, you are the individuals we felt have the high standards needed to be part of the Orlando Police Department and a member of law enforcement. Your journey is just beginning. I assure you it will be the most rewarding experience of your life. Think about this. This Puerto Rican who came to this agency with no college education from the construction industry was afforded an opportunity to get his bachelor's degree, working on my master's, and I rose to the rank of chief of police. You can accomplish anything you set your mind to. The family support will be the key, though. If it wasn't for my wife, I wouldn't be the chief of police today. She's the one that encouraged me to do that, and I'll always give her credit for that. I have been able to shake the hands of the sitting president, former presidents. Who else has the opportunity to do that in their lifetime? This profession will afford you to do that. Today and every day forward, always remember, Out of many, you are the ones that will serve the Orlando Police Department and the city of Orlando with courage, pride, and commitment. All right? So with that said, get up here so we can swear you in.
Class 4103, attention! Right face!
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I,
Nicole Terenzi.
Justin Hutchinson.
Solid again,
Jason Doherty. Luigi Fioravanti.
Louis Delia.
Anderson Guerrier.
Brendan Alvarado.
Marcus Tabatas.
Joshua Rito.
Kelvin Wilson Beck.
Christopher Vidiora.
Michael McCarthy.
Alexander Shoney.
Ryan Hill.
do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
I will support, protect, and defend
I will support, protect, and defend
the Constitution and government
the Constitution and government
of the United States and the state of Florida
of the United States and the state of Florida
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
domestic or foreign,
domestic or foreign,
and I'll bear true faith,
and I'll bear true faith,
loyalty, and allegiance to the same,
loyalty, and allegiance to the same,
that I'm entitled
that I'm entitled
by the Constitution
by the Constitution
to serve as a law enforcement officer
to serve as a law enforcement officer
for the city of Orlando,
for the city of Orlando,
which I'm about to enter.
which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, everyone. Go ahead.
And this concludes our recruit swearing in ceremony. Thank you very much for your attendance, and you may join your families, guys.